right. Good Monday evening, everyone. Thanks for stopping by for a check of your forecast. Got a couple of rowdy storms across the panhandle. There are a few of them that are severe, mainly due to the damaging wind threat. This is the newest severe thunderstorm warning that we have there in the corner of Carson, Gray, Hutchinson, and Roberts County. This one right over Kingsmill, moving north, going to pass between Pampa and Skellytown. This is the second storm. They had one earlier this evening in the same spot, but that one's going to be producing winds up to 60 miles an hour. It is moving to the northeast at 10 miles an hour. Could see maybe some nickel-sized hail with it as well, but overall, expecting that hail size to be relatively small and probably will continue to wane and be not necessarily a threat, maybe a secondary hazard. Seeing some a half inch of rain in Slapout so far. There's a mesonet site south of town, so decent rain rates out of some of these thunderstorms today. This one's warned until 6 o'clock this evening and is warned for 1-inch hail and 70-mile-an-hour winds. So this is the strongest storm in the viewing area for right now. We do have a few others that will need to be kept an eye on. There's a few out towards Tucumcari. Again, we've got a lot of moisture aloft, but not a whole lot of steering flow. So storms are going to billow up and they're going to probably park themselves in the same location for an extended period of time. That's going to lead to mostly that flood threat that we're going to be dealing with. But got a good thunderstorm cluster there just to the north of Kittiquay and Turkey. And these ones producing some 1 to 2 inch an hour rain rates also, but mostly below severe limits. But this is what you call a 20% chance for rain, y'all. We've got some isolated thunderstorms around the region. Had that one cell just moved to through town, through Amarillo. You can see again probably some very heavy rain that fell there on the south side of town. Looks like there's still a core on the north side of town that continues to slowly drift off up towards the loop, North Loop 335, but currently they're just to the east-northeast of Wonderland Park. Let's go ahead and stop and take a look at our sky cam there in Bushland. Looking back towards the west, you can see again some of that rain falling from that thunderstorm, which is centered over the city. Got a nice cloud base on the south side of town now too, so we may see some redevelopment for some thunderstorm activity here over Amarillo. Again, this is our strongest storm. This one moving into Slapout and Logan there in Oklahoma. Biggest core right here southwest of town. Let's go ahead and jump down here and take a look at some of these storms. Looks like, again, we've got this cell out here, right there near St. Francis and just east of the airport. That one seems to be a pretty rowdy thunderstorm. We'll probably continue to see some development there along the outflow boundary. We'll see if it continues to, you can see it actually kind of flared back up a little bit on the outflow there with this one cell. So definitely getting a decent updraft here along the outflow boundaries where they've collided. This will probably reflare back up here just north of Loop 335. We'll be watching for some additional development here along the outflow boundary further south too. Again, if that continues to push to the southwest, we may see some more development. Again, we've got a few more hours of daylight, so it's certainly possible that we see some additional storms here for another few hours. They're going to be pretty, disorganized, not going to have much steering flow to them, but they are going to produce some heavy rain wherever they do set up. Again, it's just there's no real rhyme or reason to where they're popping up other than we've just hit our convective temperature and we've got a better plume of moisture here on this axis from Amarillo back up towards Canadian. So that's where these initial storms have developed. But with the outflow boundaries now in play, we'll probably start seeing some additional storms pop up in intermittent fashion here across the panhandles. You can see there's a new cell pulsing up there near Palo Duro, right there on the south side of Armstrong County. We need to keep an eye on this one. We're starting to see some additional development there right on the outflow boundary. Let's jump back up to that severe warning storm up here in Beaver County. This one, they're lowering the hail size to Nichols. So that's technically not severe level, but the winds are still capable of being 70 miles an hour. So definitely still a very strong storm out here on the south side of Beaver County. Seeing a lot of winds gusting around 40 to 45 with these storms. Again, a lot of them are below severe limits, but you may get some erratic wind gusts a bit higher than that with some of these bigger cells as they collapse. It looks like Miami's about to see some heavy rainfall here over the next 10 to 15 minutes. Moving into town right now. Where the rain has fallen, we are seeing some much needed relief from the heat. They had a quarter inch of rain over at Pantex. The temperature out there is now 78, 79 degrees, 77 on the west side of Pantex. Looks like you guys might cash in on a little bit of rain here just to the west of Pampa. Kingsmill seeing some additional rainfall. We'll see if this has any kind of easterly component to it, but you are under that severe thunderstorm warning if you're in Pampa. That's a new cell compared to the first one y'all had earlier this afternoon. This one's warned until 6:15 p.m. Definitely getting some juicy updrafts with some of these storms. We're also getting some development out there in New Mexico too. Again, we don't want to ignore those locations either. Let's go ahead and jump over to analysis. Show you that we do have a few storms out here. These are much more isolated, but we are going to see some heavy rainfall from them. You can see there's that flash flood warning actually out there in San Miguel, New Mexico, in that county there off the Sangre de Cristos. Obviously having a lot of rain out here. Summer monsoon kicking into high gear. Santa Rosa got a nice cluster of thunderstorms just drifting out there that have really popped off here in the last 10-15 minutes. That stuff's moving to the northeast. Got a few storms out here around Tucumcari. A lot of these are going to make it into the Revolto Creek watershed. Ute Lake, believe it or not, it's actually at 200,000 acre feet. It's really close to the top of the spillway. Hasn't gone over yet. I've got a couple of viewers out there just keeping us up to date on what's going on with the water level there. It seems to be like 5-6 inches shy of going over the spillway. But if we get any kind of stronger winds, probably going to blow some of that water off the dam and into the spillway if we do get some stronger wind gusts out of the west. Got another isolated storm there popping up just west of Clovis. You guys did have that one cell there just on top of town not too long ago. Here's what it looks like out there. Lots of clear skies to the what appears to be the west side of town. Sorry, that's looking southeast. That's looking this way. Go ahead and get it turned around so we can see some of these thunderstorms. So now we're looking northwest. You can see there's a nice little rain core there. Very isolated. It's not going to be for everyone. You can see they've had a little bit of rain there in town. Obviously a little bit of water collecting there on some of the streets and the non-permeable or impermeable surfaces. Got another cell there pulsing up pretty quick there just to the west of Lingo, southwest of Dora, New Mexico. But all of these outflows are going to allow for some more storms to develop. Again, when these collide, you'll probably see some stuff pop up over here, right in here. You can see these two outflow boundaries coming close together, going to collide there between Santa Rosa and Tucumcari. We'll probably see some more development of some storms right in here go up and develop in the next hour or two. I would imagine this is the outflow boundary right in here. You're seeing some storms billow up along it. You'll probably see some of this rain continue to fill in with new updrafts pouring more rain over similar locations, almost a rain foot there. You can see again, that's where you're going to probably deal with some of those gusty winds. You can see how that rain kind of kicks out underneath that cloud base. That's just where you're seeing some of those downdraft winds hit the ground and start to spread out. And you're seeing that visually with the rain starting to fan out like what looks like a tree trunk there as it kind of fans out and broadens there closer to the surface of the ground. Got a nice core there on that storm north of Turkey. I mean, this one's got some probably relatively large hail in it. Good cloud top heights. Yeah, that one's really blossomed here in the last 15 minutes. Also getting a small tower to go up here near Canyon. Looks like there's a tower trying to go up right here in between 87 and 287, 87 and I-27. Looks like there's a residual outflow boundary right in here. Some kind of boundary moving through. That's where you're probably seeing some of that development. But that core continues to hang on there near the interstate, just east of Amarillo. Went ahead and reissued a new severe thunderstorm warning up here in Beaver County. That one's going to go until 6:45. They are going to cancel the warning there over Pampa. But the new warning up here is for 1-inch hail and 70-mile-an-hour winds. Really over slap out is where you're seeing some of those strong winds. Interesting little boundary here. Some rotation maybe getting ingested into this cell right here north of Turkey. But this does have a little bit of some rotation in it. There's probably some kind of residual surface boundary from maybe some previous convection from yesterday where you're seeing some of this spin and rotation here in this storm. I would not expect it to last or persist given the lack of low-level shear that we have today. So again, right now there is some spin underneath the storm or in the storm, but I wouldn't expect it to maintain for a very long time. They did go ahead and warn it until 6:30 p.m. That one's going to be warned for ping pong sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. And again, you can see where that black spot shows up there on the radar. That's where you're seeing some of that bigger hail from that one. So let's go ahead and get you that one's moving north at 10 miles an hour. So generally moving away from Turkey. So this is live from Bushland. You can see there's some of those thunderstorms really mostly east of Amarillo. Looks like there's a new downdraft forming right here. You're going to see this fill in over the next few minutes. You can see that there's the updraft cloud base. You're going to see that billow up. Eventually it will interact with the downdraft just because we don't have that much wind shear today. So you're going to see the rainfall from underneath these clouds today. This is up there in Borger. You can see that there are a few storms around, but nothing overhead. And then looks like it's raining out there in Highland Park a little bit. You can see some of the water droplets there stuck to the lens on that camera there at Pantex. So here's your Viper radar. You can see we've got some non-severe storms here around town. Amarillo area, you've got that one storm that's fallen below severe limits there just to the east of Pampa. Starting to get some additional development out there. Got another pretty strong core there south of Des Moines. But it looks like most of the severe weather is going to be up here in the northeast panhandles. Back down here, we've got another cell that's capable of some ping pong size hail there north of Turkey. That one's moving away from town, moving north at 10 miles an hour. Going to be over mostly open country. Got some new development there along the outflow boundary, it seems. They're just popped up in that last scan. That's maybe that downdraft that we're seeing form over there from the Bushland camera. Let's go ahead and jump back over to that, and you can see it is starting to fill in out there. So that's likely what you're seeing on the radar pop up out there recently, is all this stuff falling to the ground now. And then we've got some of these isolated cells out here towards New Mexico. Again, these are going to be localized. Not everyone's going to see the rain, but if you get caught in the heart of some of these, you will see probably that 3/4 of an inch to an inch, inch and a half of rain pretty quick. But most of us will be on the outside looking in today. If you get rain today, you're on the luckier side. We've got about a 20% chance for rain through the rest of this evening. Which again is very isolated. That means 4 out of 5 areas or 4 out of 5 locations probably not going to see that rain. There's only going to be a few of us that cash in on it. So let's go ahead and just kind of run around the horn. You can see that we've got the severe warning storm here north of Turkey, settlement in Tampico. This one warned until 6:30 p.m., capable of 70-mile-an-hour winds and some ping pong size hail. We'll go ahead and run up to the northeast, back towards Slapout, new core there, warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds and some dime to nickel sized hail That one's warned until 6:45 p.m. And then here closer to the Amarillo area, you can see we've got that new core that's starting to produce some rainfall there near Highway 287, just south and east of Washburn, between you guys and Claude. That's where you're going to see some of that, heavy rainfall. It's not going to be for everyone. And then we've got a few decaying thunderstorms there around Pampa and Kings Mill. And it looks like some of those showers and storms falling apart there near Miami too. Got a few other stronger cells between Quay and Tucumcari. These are producing some cloud to ground lightning strikes and some moderate to heavy rainfall. We've got that one cell just to the northwest of Clovis, and we've got this one southwest of Dora. These are all very isolated. Another one out there towards Melrose too. But generally speaking, these storms will stay below severe limits. I think that's where we're going to end your live for this evening for now. If we have some more storms continue to pop up, we may jump back on to give you another update. But for now, I think we're going to